అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. Today is another good day for all of us. Now we are going to start with Shodasa Samskarams. We have finished Sanaatana Dharma in the last 3 days, and also we had a homework from our teacher. So some people have submitted the homework. I could see at least 5, 6 of them. Remaining also are required to attempt that and submit it. We will start the session with Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. I request Challa Chittibabu Garu to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Suprajosna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala shobhini suhasini sumadhura bhashini sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram. Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. Now let us request Hemlata ji to chant Prarthana, please. Unmute yourself and start.
Namaste, sir. Thank you. So let us all be silent for 1 minute and then say Om 3 times. Take a deep breath. Om गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमस्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु। ॐ श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुरेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं गुरुरस्मि गुरो मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्।
ధన్యవాదములండి రమ గారు.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Okay, now let us request Visalakshi garu to continue the webinar, please.
ओम श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ओम श्री पार्वती राजराजेश्वराभ्यां नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम शिवाय गुरवे नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय च नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। Today onwards we are going to study and know about Shodasa Samskaras, the 16 types of purifying our body and also our jiva. So they are called as Shodasa Samskaras. Shodasa means 16. Actually, there are 48 samskaras or 40 samskaras according to different sages. Gautama Maharshi spoke about 40 samskaras. We all are following 16 samskaras certainly in our lives. There are little differences in what are those 40 or what are those 48 and even these 16. Gautama Maharshi said in a different way, and some other sages, they included some vratas into them, and then total, even they said that Shodasa Samskaras are to be done certainly to each jiva. What they said is, Garbhadhanam, Pumsavanam, Simantonayanam, Tatha, Jata Nama, Anna Chaulani, Monji Vrata Chatushtayam, Godanakyam, Snatakancha Vivaham, Paitrimedhikam, Shodasaitani Karmanis, Samantram Karayet Tataha. Then onwards again it continues. So according to them, Garbhadhana Pumsavana, Simantonnayana, Jata Karma, Namakarana, Annaprasana, Chaula Karma, Upanayanam, Prajapatya Vrata, then Saumya Vrata, Agneya Vrata, Vaiswadeva Vrata. These are the 4 vratas. These 4 are clubbed and made as one samskara according to Gautama Maharshi. Then Godana Vrata, after completing Vedachena. Snataka Vrata, Panigrahana Vrata, and then Pitru Methika means Antyeshti, as we say. So, Paitru Methika Vrata also we can say. Mostly all of us follow Apastamba Gruhya Sutras or Apastamba Dharma Sutras, and which speak a little differently, as I said. Some more samskaras are added to the above said samskaras, and some among them are clubbed together as these 4 vratas made into one samskara. So now we will try to know all these samskaras, Shodasa samskaras, which are to be followed in our lives in detail a little. And before that, I will just give you the gist of all 16 samskaras in 1 or 2 lines, simply, so that you will know what the 16 are, and then we can go in an elaborated manner. So actually, what is samskara? Samskara means purification. Kru is the root. Sam is the upasarga. Samyak karanam samskaranam. Samskaranam is samskara. So to purify, purification of our body, mind and jiva. Jivatma, as we say. Purifying from one's past deeds, the works which are done in the previous births also, they are the result of that is stored. So even that can be purified. So these Gruhya Sutras are speaking about Shodas Samskaras. Now first one is Garbhadhana. It is performed just after the marriage to purify the womb of the bride to become worthy of getting a good progeny, and thereby to give birth to a virtuous, noble, good child. To make the womb ready to conceive first with Vaidika mantras, Veda mantras. Now second one is Pumsavanam. It is a sort of ritual conducted at the 3rd month of carrying pregnancy, with the wish of making that embryo a male child. Because in our families, they feel that the first child should be son, next should be girl. Now, 3rd one is Simantonayanam, Simantam. Most important ritual celebrated before the birth of the child to protect the mother and the baby, also to be born baby, wishing normal delivery. So this Simantam, as we say, would be celebrated as a festival, and it gives happiness to the pregnant woman. These 3 are called as the prenatal samskaras. Now start the childhood samskaras. A 4th samskara is Jata Karma. It starts just before the birth of the child and just after the birth of the baby, the child. The father gives several danas to the yogya people, grahitas, brahmins and all, before Jata Ashaucha comes to him. And on the 11th day after Puriti Snana, as we say, after getting purification, then again they give this sort of danas. Now, 5th samskara is Namakarana, naming the child. This is performed mostly on the 11th day or 21st day of the baby. Along with this, parents celebrate cradle ceremony by keeping the child in cradle. Now, Nishkramanam is the 6th samskara. That is taking the child to Yagasala, Yajnasala, bringing the child out of the house to get the baby slowly accustomed to the nature. the sun rays will fall for the first time on the baby. Annaprasana, to make the child swallow something other than mother's milk is Annaprasana. And keeping the Paramanam on the tongue of the child for first time. Along with this, parents celebrate an entertainment of Vastu Pradarshana program, a sort of, and allowing the child to touch any object, any of the objects which are kept there in front of the baby, coming crawling there. Then 8th one is Chuda Karma or Chaula Samskara. This is removing the hair of the baby that came to him or her by birth. Now 9th is Karnaveta, ear piercing samskara. Along with this, they make girl children get the nose also pierced. Mukkupudaka, they say it that should be kept to the nose. Then Akshara Pyasa Samskara, making the child read and write the letters for the first time. It is most sublime samskara, which is very much needed for all human beings. Now 11th is Upanayana Samskara. Yajnopavita Dharana Samskara, we say. Brahmopadesha would be done at that time to the child, to the boy, nowadays in the modern age, by his father through the guru, preceptor, who makes him wear Yajnopavita. This samskara brings the child to the guru, who makes him get the real knowledge and thereby paves the way for him to achieve the final aim of taking birth in this world as a human being. By this, the child becomes brahmachari, by this Upanayana Vrata. Then Samavartana or Snataka Samskara is 12th one. This is that samskara or function conducted after the student completes his education. This would be conducted by the Acharya, the Guru, who permits this brahmachari to stop this brahmacharya vrata because he has completed what he has to study according to the Veda Shakha to which he belongs, and Guru permits him to enter into Grihasthasrama after this Samavartana Samskara. Then 13th one is Keshanta Samskara or Godana Samskara or Godana Vrata, they say. This is the samskara of removing the hair that grows on the cheeks and chin of a boy. At that time, actually, he would be mostly at Gurukulas only. So the master, the preceptor performs this, but the parents also are being invited. So in the presence of mother and father, they perform this, or in the presence of Guru, parents may perform this. So at that time, he has to donate a milky cow with the calf to the preceptor, to the Guru. So this is called as Godana Vrata. Similarly, a sort of samskara is performed and celebrated with girl child also when she becomes mature. Now 14th is Veda Vratas or Brahma Yajnas, as they say. This is the samskara performed before the marriage of brahmachari. While in brahmacharya vrata at Gurukula, the master performs it. The Guru Acharya performs these vratas. All these together is one vrata. This is called as observing Veda vratas. A certain yajnas. It takes 4 years time for that brahmachari to do all these 4 vratas and study. Each vrata has to be maintained for 1 year. So he has to study them, master them, and put them into practice, starts to put them into practice. 15th is Vivaha Samskara, celebrating marriage to Vathu and Vara and bringing them into Grihasthasrama, the best out of 4 ashramas. This is the most important samskara celebrated for keeping the dynasty, the lineage prolonged. Now last one is Antyeshti, Antya Ishti. Ishti is also like Yaga, Yajna, we say that is a different one. Ishti means it takes, it is also connected with fire and Veda mantras and all. So this is the last rites done to a person by his sons and elder son first. So when he or she leaves the body and goes away. So thus these samskaras would be performed by the grandmothers and grandparents, grandfathers, celebrate the first three samskaras. Later, the mother and father celebrate to their children when they are babies and also when they grow to youth till that. Then the teacher or acharya also celebrates. And lastly, the sons perform last rites. So now let us know what is meant by samskara. Actually, what is samskara and how many samskaras are there, that we should know. The word samskaram is formed from the root kru, to do with the upasarga sam. Sam means samyak, properly, good. Sam means good. Samyak karanameva samskaranam, they say to do good is samskaranam. So samskaram means purifying, a purification only, and it is purifying the body, mind and jiva. It is removing the sins and defects that exist in chitta, mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. Four together is called as antakarana. So previous births, vasanas, the results and effects will be stored in the chitta. They also should be purified. And they come along with the jiva successively from several births. They will be coming, vasanas as we say, and they will be stored in chitta. So it is called as good samskara. So the word samskara appears in Rigveda first, Rigveda mantras. And then Jaimini's Purva Mimamsa Sutras speak about these samskaras. Then later in many Gruhya Sutras, Apasamba, Gruhya Sutras, Gautama Dharma Sutras, like that several Shastras speak about all these Shodasa Samskaras and even 40, 48 Samskaras. So Samskaras are rituals related to Agama Shastra. These Shodasa Samskaras are done to the Jiva starting from before the birth of Jiva, continuing at several stages in the life after birth, and at the end also with the last rites when performed by his son or sons after he leaves the body. Then in this world, these samskaras are performed only to human beings out of 84 lakhs of jiva rasis, living beings, because the life of human beings is so great that the human body, manava upadhi, we say, alone is capable of getting liberation, moksha. So it is jivatma. So if a jivatma is born as a bird or beast or animal or something, it just enjoys only the good or bad results, the fruits of the works which he has done and carried with him. So which they have to enjoy with that particular body. They enjoy that, suffer, and then leave that body and go away. Where the birds and animals do not have the power either to study the scriptures or recite the Veda mantras or even studying any shastras, listening even to pravachanas, do worshipping or meditating, and also they do not have the power to meditate for getting liberation. They do not have even the idea of getting liberation at all. So their intelligence or mind is limited, very limited. So though there may be a few exceptional cases always to all birds and beasts, Sri Kalahastiswara Shatakam we know, and then that Kavya is also there. So Sri Kalahasti, they got mukti. Then Gajendra Mokshana, even Gajendra got mukti. So they are different cases, even though they got such insignificant upadhis. Jantunam Narajanma Durlapam, says Shankara Bhagavad Pada. So after several births of acquiring merit, the jiva gets human body, which got the capacity to get liberated from the chains of birth and death. When such a rare body is going to come, then with several samskaras, the body should be purified. Even before the jiva enters a mother's womb, these samskaras start and continue after taking birth. So parents perform these samskaras first. Afterwards, the jiva has to lead spiritual life with proper samskaras and should try to reach the goal of human life, that is getting mukti, liberation. After completing the life, that is after living for full span of life, when the jiva leaves the body, then his son performs antyeshti samskara to him. While the jiva is in the womb of the mother, that is its mother, then he experiences the consequences of its misdeeds done in previous births. That is called as Garbhavasa Naraka. That is, they suffer a lot. The jiva, when in the womb of the mother, suffers a lot. That is also like the sufferings at this here in this world, and also like the sufferings of hell, Naraka. Then when the living creature dies and leaves that body, in order to get human body and be born as a human body, human being, he has to wait for a very long time to get the opportunity to take birth as a human being. That Jivatma has to take the form of raindrops, Vana Bindulu is a, fall on the crops, then sprout as a plant and turn into grain, reach the stomach of a worthy person, a man who eats that, and should turn into virya, the power, and enter into mother's womb, suffering a lot in that dark, congested place, floating on the waters, that Umaniru which would be there, getting food through the mother. It has to grow with all the limbs, body parts, sense organs, mind, brain, life, and fully matured and then empowered to live on the earth, and then comes out of the womb of the mother safely. Our Shastras and Puranas say that the jiva, while staying at mother's womb, prays God, crying aloud and lamenting with remorse that, oh God, I cannot bear this Garbhavasa Naraka, this suffering. Kindly get me out of this place carefully, safely. I will not commit any more sins. I will not do any wrong deeds after taking birth. I will walk on the right way so that I can reach you once again. So please pardon me and give me the chance of taking birth safely without any harm. Thus the jiva cries. The jiva remembers his past lives while in the womb of the mother. Garbhopanishad, there is a Upanishad, and Garuda Mahapurana also. They speak about the different stages of Garbhastha Pindas, how that Pinda develops through so many gatis of jivas are explained there. And the results of good and bad deeds done by jivas, etc. All these are explained, and also very good instructions are also given so as to get liberated and not to take birth again. Garuda Purana gives very good puratas of Sriman Narayana and all. The offspring born may be a Medhavi or a great soul or a talented person, or he might be just an ordinary person also to lead a normal life. Whoever may be born, before the jiva enters into the womb of the mother's womb will be purified and cleaned with certain Veda mantras. So if we have to enter into a house normally to live there, We clean the house first, then make it fit to reside. We see whether all facilities are there in that house or not, and then enter into it. Similarly, even Jiva. Before the Jiva enters into mother's womb, elders make that womb of the mother pure and clean, so that a very good soul should come and enter, not an ordinary soul or bad, the soul with bad conduct done in previous births. So the Atma or Jiva can enter into it and born as a child to them. A good child should be born to them. The samskaras done to the mother before the birth of a child, there are 3 we said. So after the birth of the baby, 12 samskaras are there. So total 15, and last one is Antyeshti. So after leading full life here on this earth, when the jiva leaves the body, that would be performed. Then this process of purification, purifying, is called as the sacrament. So these are called as samskaras, Shodasa samskaras. The parents of Vadhu and Vara, the bride and bridegroom, recently got married. The couple who become mother and father, their son, people of 3 generations are involved in these samskaras. Vara and Vadhu are there, their parents perform 3 samskaras. Then this mother and father, this lady then gives birth to the child. Then 15 samskaras would be done by parents and acharyas. Then last one by the son born to them. So 3 generations. Now Gautama Maharshi said in Dharma Shastra Granthas that there are total 40 samskaras. Chetvarimshet samskara. Some others said that there are 48 and differences are there. But out of them, we all are performing Shodasa, that is 16 samskaras mentioned in Gruhya Sutras. Compulsorily, we are following them. That is, we all Hindus are observing all these 16 samskaras with the same scientific approach. And there are scientific reasons and relevances which are related to the good development of body and mind and spiritual development, and also Sankhika way of good behavior. All these are involved in all these samskaras. So there may be a little difference depending upon the pranta, Veda, or any religion or something. Different ideas may be there, but all are equal. Religion in the sense, in our Sanaatana Dharma itself, there are certain people who are, suppose Bauddhas, Jainas, Sikhs, etc. They are all also part and parcel of our Hindus only. Even they observe. So whatever methods are observed by our ancestors in the olden days, in them, our perfect health and shastriyata, scientific reason, and vaijnanikata are also mixed with spirituality, spiritual well-being of the baby. Now, in this modern age, people developed a lot of scientific, that is, a lot scientifically, machinery is also developed, and in connection with medical sciences, there so a little differences have come even at, in doing these deliveries and all. In the olden days, Mantrasani used to do, now hospitals are there, nurses are there and all. So certain changes entered into them, of course. Yet most of us are following all these Shodasa samskaras in our lives. These Shodasa samskaras are performed to girls and boys, men and women, but 1 or 2 are meant specially for boys and 1 specially for girls. So separately, not only 1, a few, even Simanta, all these 3, of course, there are, so 3 are there even for girls. So all other samskaras are common. Just as the moon, when shines with all Shodasa kalas, is considered as full moon. Similarly, the man becomes perfect with Shodasa samskaras. The one who undergoes them leads a cultured life and gets the possibility of getting liberation. What is meant by doing these samskaras can be understood like this. Suppose a dirty copper bowl is there or a brass plate is there. Then to remove its dirt, we apply tamarind with salt to it, and then we rub it. In the olden days, we used to rub with the brick powder. And now, of course, there are Rin, Vim, etc., certain, even Pitambari, etc. So many other varieties are coming to clean the dirt with the rubbers, with the scratches. Of course, we do. So, whatever may be, we purify them, then they glow and shine with luster as if they are new and they are brought newly. So, they shine with luster. So, with the scrubbers, now we are cleaning them. In the olden days, even coconut, that pichu, we say, that which is there on the top of the coconut, we used to clean with that. Similarly, to remove the dirt and impurities of the previous births of jivas, the upathis, bodies should be purified with certain mantras and rituals. Mantra got such a wonderful power. Performing the rituals also purifies, gives even chitta suddhi. So then the jiva which is in the upathi gets purified and jiva gets physical, mental, spiritual purification. So these Shodasa samskaras have to be performed by all human beings born on the earth. It is meant for each and everyone. All these human beings, these rituals are as important as that of Varnasrama dharmas for us. These are the basis of the Vedic way of Sanaatana dharmic way of life. So our social life depends on all these samskaras. Then mental intentions and thoughts are very important for the development of human life, human beings. The effect of our thoughts is definitely on the deeds we do. It falls definitely on the works we do. And the results will come according to the works we do, the deeds we are performing. Getting best birth or getting liberation would become possible with all these samskaras by observing them properly. Therefore, sages prescribed all these rituals for the physical, mental, spiritual purification. So it has become our custom to observe all these rituals with great fervor, which are auspicious for the development of human unborn or newly born baby, the child. In addition to purifying the body, the baby, these rituals, because they are being performed as a festival, so many rituals, these samskaras are done as festival, then even the parents enjoy a lot, even all the relatives also enjoy. All of them will get together and they become very happy. So even that is very auspicious to have social contacts and all. So the greatness of these rituals is to unite all the relatives, friends, and even all Sanatana Dharmanuyayis, even though they are at a far off distance places, different places, they come from Asya to Himachala, they come and get united. So all these samskaras must be practiced by people born on any part of our pious motherland. So the people born at the nooks and corners of our Bharat Desha, all of them perform all these samskaras. So these samskaras destroy the evil in men, that is people, then inflict super qualities, make them very meritorious and befitting to get liberation. That is the final aim. Now let all of us learn briefly about the Shodas Samskaras, because if we go with very elaborated way, time will not be sufficient at all, but a lot of information is given in all the Dharma Sutras, Grihya Sutras, and so many other books written by scholars, very big books. So many people have written to educate us about the samskaras. So besides these Shodasa Samskaras, there are so many other Samskaras because 40, 48 are there. They say the Pancha Maha Yajnas, which are to be done by every individual, even they are called as Samskaras. Then Sapta Soma Samskaras, they say. Then Sapta Havir Yajnas. Then Sapta Paka Yajnas, they say. Even all these are considered as Samskaras. So there 5, then 3 sevens, 21 plus 5, 26 samskaras. All these are called as. Then in Apastamba Gruhya Sutras and also Sri Haradattacharya, he commented and also he spoke about the samskaras. He said all Haradatta Acharya, he said that Shodasa samskaras which we are observing, they are called as Paka Yajnas. So according to him, all these 16 are Paka Yajnas. And still so many are there. He also said that Paka Yajna means, Paka means precious, great, excellent. So it is said thus that in Harita Smriti, he wrote a grantha. There it is said that Samskaraha Dvivithaha. They are of two types. Brahmaha Tathacha Haritaka. So Dvivitho hi samskaro bhavati Brahmo Daivascha Paka Yajnaka Somayagadayaka Daiva Samskaraha Garbhadhanadayaka Brahma Samskaraha. So thus he has divided samskaras into two parts, Brahma Samskaras, Paka Yajnas, then Somayaga, etc. Yagas and all. They are different, and Garbhadhana, etc. are called as different. So the following are the Shodas Samskaras we are following now at present. Garbhadhana, Pumsavana, Simanta. These three are the prenatal samskaras performed to the mother before the birth of the child. Mother and father, of course. And are performed by girls and boys' parents. Then Jata Karma, Namakarana, Nishkaramana, Annaprasana, Chuda Karma, Karnavetha, Aksharapyasa, Upanayana Samskara, then Samavartana Samskara or Snataka as we say, then Keshanta Samskara, Balika Rajaswala Samskara, Veda Vratas and Brahma Yajnas, then Vivaha Samskara and Antyeshti last one. All these are the 16. Now we have to know about these 16 samskaras. Now first one is Garbhadhana Samskara. This ritual is the first among Shodasa Samskaras. After the marriage is celebrated, then on the 4th day, night, the parents of both bride and bridegroom will get it done to the newly wedded couple. This can be called as conception ceremony. This would be done only once in the life of any individuals. Actually, why people get married is only for keeping up the progeny, for getting children. Prajayai gruhamethinam, says Kalidasa Mahakavi. That is our samskara. People have to get married in order to get virtuous, worthy, responsible children who take care of parents and the dharma in which they are born and the nation where they are born and well-being of all living creatures of the world, and also who try to get liberated. So to keep up the dynasty, they marry to get children. And also when we get children, then only we can clear off the Pitru Runa. So to pay the offerings, oblations to Pitru Devatas, we must possess a son. So the forefathers who left their bodies are to be given Sraddha, Karmas and all we do. So they should be given, and then through when the lineage, when the family gets sons and then they get sons, thus the for 3 generations will be giving to the parents, and so the line should always be continued. And also another purpose is the son, the children, and mostly son, has to complete the work started by the father and left off when he leaves the body. So that work should be continued by the son, by the children. And also finally to perform the last rites to the parents, mother and father, and thereby pay way the parents, mother and father, to reach heavenly abode safely. So unless these antyeshti is performed, the jiva cannot go properly. So the ritual done to purify the womb of the mother, allowing a good living being, jiva, to enter and grow in such a fertile form is called as Garbhadhana Samskara, the sacrament of purification, purifying the womb of the mother with most powerful mantras. Then the union of wife and husband to give birth to a child is also described in our Taittiriya Upanishad as a Maha Samhita. Samhita means Samyak Hitam, best well-being, and also coming together. Sandhi, we say that itself is Samhita. That is two persons, two things, two ideas coming together and mixing. So one of the 5 Maha Samhitas described in Taittiriya Upanishad is Adhiprajam, Mata Purva Rupam, Pita Uttara Rupam, Preja Sandhihi, Prejananagum Sandhanam iti Adhiprajam. So this is Mahasamskara, that the wife, the girl and boy, the newly wedded Vara Vatu become one and give birth to children. That is performing yajna. That is not for any sensual enjoyments in our Sanaatana Dharma. So in our tradition, Veda Samskruti, even this Santana Utpatti is treated as a yajna, as great and pious as that of doing a sacrifice. So it is an integral part of Vedic life. Now when the minds and feelings of wife and husband both come together, when they are very happy and willing, each other has respect, love and regard for each mutually, then their union gives birth to a healthy, virtuous, good children. Otherwise, it may happen as it occurred in case of births of Dhritarashtra and Panduraja. We know that story. So Amba closed the eyes on seeing Sri Vedavyasa Bhagavan, who came to give her a son. And so she got a son who is blind by birth. Dhritarashtra was born. Then Ambalika, she shivered with fear on seeing Vyasa Bhagavan, Vedavyasa Maharshi. So she gave birth to Panduraja with a sort of disease of white color. So that is called as Pandu Roga disease. The servant maid of Amba, she received Vedavyasa Bhagavan with much honor, respect, happiness and enthusiasm and served him with much devotion. So she gave birth to Vidura, the most virtuous and knowledgeable person who is an embodiment of Dharma, very Dharmika person. So when both, that is the spouses, are in love with each other and have high ambitions, then they will get good children. So the priest with the chanting of holy mantras purifies and makes the couple perform, make the couple do certain pujas, and they, by the pujas and blessings of priest and Veda mantras and parents, they become very powerful, and they bless them, this couple, to get worthy children, Santana, all of them bless. So the parents also wish good to the children and bless them to get worthy children. So this is the process which brings actually the prosperity and well-being and happiness to the couple. So in our Samskruti, in our Sanatana Dharma, one should get married only for getting children and thereby to become free from Pitru Runa. That is why the union of wife and husband is treated as most powerful and pious ritual like yajna. Now second one is Pumsavana Samskara. This is second one. This samskara is performed only for the first progeny, first pregnancy. Then it is that samskara by which the Garbhastha Pinda that is the fetus turns into a male child. This ritual should be performed during the first 10 days of third month of the pregnancy. From the third month onwards, the formation of limbs of the body of the baby, it starts to take place in the womb. So it should be performed at that time. So for the sake of its protection, this Pumsavana sacrament is prescribed. So on this occasion, on an auspicious day, the couple should perform the yajna with ritual through Putra Kameshti mantras mentioned in Atharvana Veda. Then husband pleases his wife by giving gifts, fruits, flowers, flower garlands and all. So together the couple decide to behave in the way by which the fetus, the garpa, would be protected and taken care. They should not have any sort of desires of physical enjoyments during all that period. So they take a sort of vow at that time. Even parents guide them. Unless parents, mother especially, advises the daughter, they do not have that sort of knowledge at all. So the parents should guide them. The couple keep fasting all the day, that particular day till night. And during night, they sneeze the germinated banyan tree seeds. And that juice will be put in the nostrils of that girl, the pregnant girl. And with the chanting of mantras, along with the mantras only, when they pour, then only that would be powerful. The mantras will work. The scriptures say that by doing so, a son would be born and who would be very healthy and strong also. They mix the fruits of banyan tree. Banyan tree means marichittu, we say, with the black grams, that is minumulu, we say, and barley, yavalu, barley we know, and make her see that is smell. They ask her to smell that together. Then later, after smelling also, that smell makes that womb and body clean. Then later, the same would be cooked and she has to eat that, take that into stomach. So by eating that, the power to protect the garpa, the fetus increases, and that embryo, we say, I think so, that embryo will grow properly. That garpa will go properly, and the living being born with best gross body, subtle body, and even causal body. We say Stula Sarira, Sukshma Sarira, and Karana Sarira, all should be formed inside the womb itself. So that would be done in a very proper manner, and the boy would be born. And then by sadhana, he can achieve the purpose of his life. All the purposes he will perform in his life. So it must be realized that all these rituals will guide a person towards the happy life here on this earth, taking care of parents, elders, and nation, all people, all nature, and then also ultimate aim, moksha, would be obtained. Then third one is Simantam or Srimanta Unnayanam, they say Srimanta. This rite is a ceremony in which the parents of the pregnant girl come to her in-laws' house during 5th month or 7th month or even at 9th month also of the pregnancy of that girl. Then they perform the ritual Simantam and take their daughter along with them to their house for the delivery. Then in connection with this sacrament, on the auspicious day, the couple should take holy bath, Abhyangana Snana, we say. Then applying oil, sesame oil, they should apply to the body, which gives strength to the nerves and all. So then after taking such Abhyangana Snana, they have to worship their family deity, Kula Devata, we say. Then the husband should look his face in a vessel filled with either cow ghee, pure water, or cow ghee, or sometimes sesame oil also. He should see his face there inside. And both wife and husband would be sitting there. He sees into that and later asks his wife that whom you are seeing. Even she has to see her husband's face in reflected there. So he questions whom you are seeing. Then that girl, seeing the reflection of her husband, she she replies that she is looking at the offspring, the would-be born child, because Atmavai Putra Namasi, the father himself takes takes birth in the form of the son or daughter also. So, seeing her husband's face, she should feel that she is seeing the son who is going to be born through her. So, it is understood that the father is taking birth as a son. So, both should be capable of keeping up the progeny and clearing the Pitru Runa. That is important. So on that auspicious day, the husband himself should comb the hair of the wife, parting the hair. That is papidi, we say he should do that on the forehead. Then he should keep the bottu, we say that bindu, that pregnant girl, the wife, she enjoys all this process of this Simantonayana, a festival done to her by husband and also all others. Then this husband, he has to comb the hair, make it into two parts, making this papidi visible. Then he has to turn it into jada, as we say. That is, he would braid her hair into coils, as we say, jada, and decorate with flowers. He should comb her hair with the thorn of the mullapandi, we say, hedgehog, they say. So that is how it is given in the Shastras. The touch itself gives strength to the body and to the womb. And draw with that thorn, mullu, we say, a straight line should be drawn, taking that hedgehog's that thorn. The husband should touch from the navel part of the wife, and through he should mark a sort of line till it reaches the Brahmarandhra place. From the navel to that place, he has to put a sort of mark, straight line, which stimulates the nervous system by doing this. So from the navel to the place of Sahasrara Chakra, the middle part of the head. So it makes the delivery very easy. The nervous system would be functioning properly and delivery becomes easy, and normal delivery will occur. There will not be any necessity for cesarean or something operations. So this is one of the most important rituals performed for the pregnant woman, which gives amusement also to her. On that auspicious day, the husband advises or preaches the Ishtadevata mantra, that Gauri mantra would be given with Bijaksharas to that girl. So then onwards, the husband becomes, till that time, he is only her husband and friend. Now, because he gave Upadesha of that Gauri mantra with Bijaksharas, or any other mantras also can be given by him to her, his wife. Then he becomes Upadesha, he becomes Guru, Mantropadesha Guru he becomes. So then onwards, she has to worship him with more regard and take care of him. From then onwards, she would start chanting these mantras throughout her life, and then she gains divine power, spiritual power by this mantra manana. And as the result, the child also would be born very easily, and the child also develops devotion when he is in the womb of his mother, and he also becomes very cultured and devotional person. So this gives the child the mental refinement, which actually took place in case of Prahlada and Astavakra Maharshi, like that, and all, so many people. So while the child is still in the womb of the mother, that samskara would be given, the refinement and devotion knowledge would be given to the baby. This ritual is performed for the health and well-being of the mother and for longevity of unborn child, the baby. It is essential for the mother to be physically and mentally very healthy and happy. This Simanta Utsava would be performed as a social festival, we already said. So it gives happiness to parents, relatives, friends, and nearby people. Everybody will enjoy. So pregnant girl also enjoys. The mother, father, mothers-in-law, fathers-in-law, sisters, sister-in-laws, friends, this, that, and all relatives will take part. Then all these ladies, they put kumkuma on the forehead of that pregnant girl. Then chandana would be besmeared to her neck, both the sides of the neck, and then they put parani. They apply turmeric to the feet, turmeric paste, and then put parani, and also then they apply this sandal paste, and later they put the flower garland flowers on the head in the jata, and then bangles would be put to both her hands. The bangle should be either 19 or 21 to the right hand, and then one less to the left hand. That is our custom. So even by wearing so many bangles to both the hands, the delivery would be normal, because the bangles stimulate the nervous system, which is connected throughout the body. Then her mother fills her lap with fruits, flowers, sweets, and later she gives vodibiyam, we say in our Andhra people, Telugu people. So she gives, that is a sort of chalamidi, we say, which is prepared with rice powder, then jaggery and cow ghee. And also, before keeping that chalamidi in the lap, she puts vodibiyam, we say vodibiyam in the sense rice, and also pesarapappu, we say the green grams, beets also, because they are for cooling the womb and make the delivery easy, and also the dynasty will be protected to the mother and the daughter both. So we say kadupu chalava, we say, and then keeps this chalamidi there on her lap. So this chalamidi made with rice flour mixed with jaggery and ghee, this is for the well-being of all beings. Whoever eat that, they become very strong, very healthy, and their mind will always be very clean and pleasant and happy, because moon likes these rice grains. So the ladies give harati to that girl after doing all this process and bless her. Later, all the relatives, including father, brother, sister, and then grandparents and all elders, male people also, they, all of them, they sprinkle, that is, they give akshatas to that girl and then bless her to give birth to a worthy son. Santana, delivery should be easy. So thus they bless her. Then akshatas, akshintalu, we say akshatas. Kshata means wound. Akshata means that which is not wounded. So the grains which are not broken, unbroken rice only should be used as akshatas. They should be mixed with turmeric and a little kumkuma and a little cow ghee. So rice are favorable grains to moon. So the moon is Manakaraka. So the mind will be cool, pleasant, calm, and happy with this. And turmeric and kunkuma are Mangalya Dravyas, we say, auspicious objects. So they give auspiciousness. The unborn child would be born with the qualities of elegancy, beauty, health, and virtues. So this is the result. So these three rites, the Garbhadana, Pumsavana and Simanta, are performed before the birth of the child for the wealth, health, longevity of the mother, father and the baby to be born by the parents of both of them. Out of these three, Simanta is considered to be the most sublime and most important among all these three. Nowadays, actually, Garbhadana is always done to each and every couple, but Pumsavana is not being performed nowadays. But Simantam is done in a very bombastic way, in fact, nowadays, giving feast to everyone. Then Jata Karma. Jata Karma is a word made with the combination of two words, Jata and Karma. Jata means Jana, Ja, to take birth. Jata, Ta Prachaya is added here to the root Ja. So Jata means who is born, which has come out. So born, and Karma means action, any work done. So Jata is formed from these two. Tap Prachaya is added. By adding Tap Prachaya to Ja, Jata word has come. So Jata Karma is the first ritual done to the child after its birth, and in fact even before the birth of the child. So it is the first ritual which brings the newly born child intact with human life. So it is performed to reduce the risk of swallowing the amniotic, amniotic fluids. That is umaniru, we say the water. So while in the womb of the mother, sometimes mostly all children, they swallow some or other of this umaniru. And to increase the longevity, intellect and luster of the child, this Jata Karma will have much effect on that. So Jata Karma should be done. The rituals Pumsavana and Simanta are performed with the intention that the delivery should be normal and the baby should come out carefully, easily. But sometimes the baby in the womb turns crosswise, we say ulta, or puts intestine over the neck sometimes. Nowadays, the pregnant women are admitted into the hospitals. If any such thing occurs, doctors take care of that. But in the olden days, they used to know that this has occurred just by holding the pulse of the lady. So with touching the pulse, they used to know. Then at that time, the girl's father or father-in-law, any of them, they used to sit at the beginning of, that is, of a room will be there provided for this pregnant girl. Then outside the room, just in front of the door threshold, they used to sit and then utter certain mantras, chanting of mantras. These mantras in the Jata Karma Sutta are there. Sort of mantras which should be recited at certain situations. Different mantras are given by Maharshis. By chanting such mantras, such a power emanates from them that the girl or boy, that is the baby in the womb, comes to normal position. Sometimes the head should come out first. Sometimes the baby turns and then head will be up and then foot will be down. Even that would be turned and made normal by the chanting of such mantras. So they used to do. And also when such a situation arises, the girl's husband, in those days, he used to come and sit near his wife and then press both the sides of the womb, so that even by pressing gently, the position of the baby, Mantrasani will help, of course, but even husband also helps. And then the position of that baby would come to normal status. So the stem of sunflower, Suryakanta Pushpa, we say, that plant should be grinded and be used properly, so that baby turns at proper position. So then the baby in the womb will come to normal position and comes out easily, and delivery occurs normally without any trouble or problem. Otherwise, that may risk even the life of either the baby or mother also. In the olden days, sometimes it used to happen. Normally, the nurse called Mantrasani in those days, she makes all the deliveries. Nowadays, hospitals are there. So Shastra says that while the baby is coming out, when the head comes out and nose is seen immediately, that time should be noted down as the birth time of that child. So when the nose appears, that is the proper birth time of the child. If even a few seconds differ either before or after, then the Jataka would be changed. Depending on that birth samaya time, the Jataka Chakra of the baby would be written by the astrologers. As soon as the baby is born, immediately the navel cord is cut. While the baby is still in mother's womb, baby gets food through that navel cord, and through that navel cord only the baby gets food. So now after delivery, that cord should be cut and that connection should be removed from the womb of the mother to the baby born. So when that is detached and it protrudes, which slowly merges, and then the navel also normally it would be a little above that big, a part would be left off even when they cut it. Then slowly that part merges inside and navel comes to normal stage, normal status. That is why to small children, the navel part would always be above seen. But slowly in due course of time, it becomes normal. So that umbilical cord, they say umbilical cord has the power to reduce the future illnesses of the baby, if at all they are going to come to the baby. This umbilical cord got the capacity to cure those diseases. Whatever may the disease be, even if medicines may not be there, this cord got such a power. So in the olden days also, they used to preserve this cord very carefully. Immediately after it is cut, they used to take care of. It is preserved in a silver tube or sometimes copper tube also. Tayattu we say normally. So it would be put there in that silver or copper tube. Then both the sides will be covered with the lid and then tied with the molatadu, we say some thread, and then that should be tied to the baby on the 11th day after that holy bath is over. Then that is called as tayattu, amulet, which is tied on baby's waist. Nowadays, these umbilical cords are being preserved in a certain medical banks, charging nearly 50,000 or 70,000, 80 like that. They are charging a lot, even 1 lakh to preserve that. And whenever, suppose any necessity comes, they would give the part of it or even completely to they hand over. So in fact, that our ancestors did in the correct manner. If we preserve in the bank, we have to go there, put an application, get them back. It takes time and a lot of money is to be given. But in our ancestors made it the habit of putting it to the body of the baby itself. So readily it would be available at the time of necessity if at all it comes. So we call that as Rakshatayatu. It is the protecting amulet. Now, from the moment the baby's navel cord is cut, the Jata Ashaucha, the impurity of the birth occurs to the parents and all those of that Vamsha. Then that lasts for 10 days. On the 11th day, auspicious bath, Mangala Snana, we say, and Puriti Snana, we say, that would be performed, that would be done to the baby first and then to the mother. Then after that, they purify that room where she is kept for all these 10 days. So before the commencement of Jata Shaucha, that is before the birth of the child, intending the well-being, welfare of the child and development of that dynasty, the father should give Dasadanas or Shodasadanas or Dwadasadanas like that to worthy people, should give Godana and also give Thana Dhanyas to the worthy people for the livelihood of all people, mostly to Sad Brahmanas who do mantra japa and who got spiritual power. And then he can distribute normally, donate and do danas to entire mankind, whomever they want to give. Then actually when Sri Krishna Paramatma was born, then Vasudeva, on seeing the face of that wonderful child, got haripulated with immense happiness and joy. Then there, because he was in the jail at that time, mother and father Devaki, Vasudeva, they are being tied there in fact. So at that time he could not do any such works, and Sachela Snana, they say, Shastra said that when the child is born, the father should take bath along with the dress, the vastras which are on his body. Immediately he should take bath, pouring water over the head. So that is called as Sachela Snana. So because he could not have the chance of doing that Sachela Snana and also performing these rites and donating and all, so mentally, Manasika Bhavana is more important than actual works done. So mentally, he donated 10,000 cows with the calves to the Brahmins and thought that he would donate actually these 10,000 cows when he gets released from the bonds of that jail where he is, if he comes out of that room. Then at Repale, when Sri Krishna Paramatma was kept there and that Maya is brought here, of course, then Repale, when Nanda Maharaja heard that he got a child, he got a son, immediately he took holy bath, Sachela Snana, and then he became pure and pious, wearing new cloths, silk cloths he wear. After wearing silk new cloths, then he did Swasti Punyaha Vachaka Karma. Then immediately he donated 2 lakhs of cows, milky cows with calves, decorating them with all ornaments. He donated. Such immense happiness he got. Because he is the king, he got such a prosperity also and donated. Shastra says that as soon as the father hears about the birth of a child, son, should immediately do Sachela Snana. Putre jate pitu snanam sachelastu vidhiyate yavanna bhidyate nalam tavat napnoti sutakam chinne nale tatah paschat sutakastu vidhiyate. So Apastamba Gruhya Sutra say that as soon as the son is born, the father can see the face of the son immediately. By seeing the face of the son, he would be released from Pitru Runa. The ancestors and forefathers also become very happy because their dynasty is prolonging. They become happy because Pitru Runas will be given, Tarpanas will be given to them. Then Jata Matre tu Kumarasya Mukhama Pyavalokayet. Runad Vimuchyate Pita Putrasya Mukha Darshanat. So it is the duty of mother and father to see the child is born safe and sound, in sound health and without any defects also. The Jata Karma should be performed in order to see that any Bala Grahas do not overpower and capture the child. That is, to prevent the child from getting infected with any planetary problems, Grahagatis. Elders speak about 12 kinds of Naraka Bathas. The Jiva to stay in mother's womb is one such Batha. So it is said to be very, very sad, in fact, to be in the womb because the Jiva suffers a lot. So this Jata Karma is the first Vedic rite performed when the baby is just about to born and just after the birth of the child. When the embryo stays in the mother's womb, then with all the defects occur to the body, that is to the baby, or on account of swallowing that water, etc., whatever may be, then kalmashas will be there. All the defects will be touching the baby, even though in the womb of water. So they are to be removed, and auspiciousness, chastity, piousness should come to the child and also to the parents. So they perform this jata karma. Garbhanivasa dosha nivaranartham, dushtagraha pida nivaranartham, shishu metho vrutyartham, for increase of the methas of child. Then ayur arogya sityartham, jata karma karishyami, we say. So with this sankalpa, ayur arogya sityartham, for increasing of health and longevity, jata karma is to be done. So with this sankalpa, father keeps the child on his lap and performs the karma, which is called as jata karma. Jata ashaucha means for 10 days a sort of ashaucha will be there. Shaucha is purity, ashaucha is impurity. On the 11th day, according to the scriptures, the leaves of neem tree, nimba vriksha, we say vepa chettu, and vavilaku also, vavila tree should be mixed in water and boiled thoroughly. Then cool water should be added and mixed in that water, so that the water becomes normal to take bath ready. Now sesame seeds oil, nuvula nune, we say that should be applied to the body of the baby and rubbed carefully, gently, smoothly, and then to the mother also. It is called as balinta snanam, we say. So a woman in childhood is called as balintaralu. So then their body should be rubbed with the paste of powder called as nalugupindi, we say, a sort of fragrant paste prepared specially to take bath at such cases, with pesalu, we say, and then senagapappu also, we say sometimes that powder mixed with sandal paste and with the turmeric paste, and then a little cow ghee also, and then sesame oil also we can mix, and that would be rubbed to the body. Nalugu, we say, so that the dirt will go away from the body and also the paints will get released, shining luster comes to the skin. Now after the Abhyangana Mangala Snana, the smoke of the Sambrani or and Gugilam, we say, the dhupa, that should be applied to both these babies and also the ladies, that balintaralu, to their body gently and to the hair and head especially, so that it becomes very beautiful. It gives good smell, and also the hair would become dry a little. That wet should not be there for long time. So they should wear new cloths. Then first they should give such a bath to the baby first and then to the mother. So when the baby is given such a bath, then immediately after giving bath, when that baby is cleaned with the neat new cloth, towel as we say, then that baby should be kept in, we call that as chata, which is a sort of, which is prepared with palm leaves, small parts of palm leaves, and all. It is called a chata, with which in the olden days people we used to clean the grains, rice, dolls and all. So the baby should be kept there till mother's bath is completed, putting on a new cloth there on that chata, in a very smooth silky cloth like that, or cotton cloth. The baby should be kept there, and somebody should be there with the baby till the mother comes taking bath. The baby should be taken care continuously, not leaving even for a second. So on the 11th day onwards, they can wear stretched cloths to the baby. Now collyrium, kataka as we say, can be applied to the eyes. Nowadays they are not using. And Chadu, we say, that would be kept as the Bindu Buttu, and also as the protection of warding of the bad sight, ill sight of any people. Nara Drishti Dosha Pariharartham, we say, that will be kept as Bugachukta, we say. So if there is any defect in the birth starting, that is birth star of the child, the stars also sometimes they may not be very auspicious. Then what to do? Then father should see the reflection of the face of the child in the bowl filled with sesame oil. Directly he should not see the face of the child. The mother puts the baby's face in such a position that baby's head face will be seen. The reflection will be there, will fall on there, and the father has to see that reflection first, and later he can see directly. Then after this process, mother and father should sit on wooden planks called, we call pitalu, we say, and keeping the child on the lap, and they worship Ganapati first, then Kuladevatas next, Ishtadevatas with Shodasopachara puja and all. And then they worship Pitru Devatas and do pranamans to them. Then the father should keep the child in his lap. Meanwhile, Madhuparka should be prepared by the parents in a small silver or golden bowl. A little quantity of cow ghee and honey should be mixed. That is called as Madhuparka. Then father should take a pure gold ring without any stones, dip that in that mixture, and that should be applied, put to the tongue of the child, or even at lower lip of the child 3 times, so that the child just sucks that. This helps the baby to develop intelligence and luster, and also whatever bad is there, kalmasha in the stomach of the baby would come out. So ayur ghrutam, we say, the ghruta itself is span of life, and so it increases the longevity of the child. Then the luster increases by the honey. By putting this mixture of cow ghee and honey, whatever dirt, mala and kapha, we say, that are in the stomach of the baby would come out. So Brahmagaru, we say, the priest, the priest should make the couple perform certain agnikarya and homa kratus with the chanting of mantras. The father should put samithas, that is pious firewood, into the yajna kunda, Vedic altar, and lit the fire, and following the instructions of the priest, the father has to do homa. Then offering these cow ghee, oblations, etc., all these things into the fire, and thereby handing over to the gods. So wishing the well-being of the baby and all of them, their family members and their dynasty, he performs that yaga. After completing this sort of worship, the couple should give puri dakshinas, we say, to the priest along with tambula. Tambula is very essential, giving fruits with betel nut leaves and also with nuts and all. Then dakshina is that which gives strength to the yaga. Unless a dakshina is given, the yaga will not yield correct, proper result, fruit. So the priest taking this dakshina dana, he blesses the couple and the child to live long like this with the mantras. Shatamanam bhavati shatayu purushaha setendriyaha ayushevendriye pratitishthati, like that he blesses, and those blessings are very powerful. All the people present there also bless the child and parents with akshatas, and they wish well of them. Then harati would be given to both mother, father, and the baby, and there ends this. The mother gives milk to the baby, and they all would be very happy. In some cases, when the child is born on Jyeshta Nakshatra, suppose during Jyeshta Masa, or suppose that nakshatra is either Aslesha Nakshatra also, some stars, other stars, then the parents of both bride and bridegroom, parents, they should do Shanti Homas. Gundala Shanti, as they say, a very big Shanti should be performed by to the parents and to the child for their well-being with all Shanti karmas. Then Nakshatra Japa, Nama Japa, and all they should do, and remove the horoscope errors, and they should give food, they should provide food to as many people as possible. Annadana should be done plentifully, which removes the defects and gives good to the parents and to the child. So they should do plenty of annadana. Annadana alone is greatest dana, they say, because in all other danas, satisfaction may not come. Even if we give lakhs of rupees, people will not get contented. But by annadana, when we put the rice, when their stomach is filled, then they say, no, enough, I have satisfied. So the word satisfaction comes only by annadana. So they should feed as many people as possible and donate to Brahmins, especially to their satisfaction, so that they wholeheartedly bless the people, which gives which removes the doshas and gives good and punya to them. So this jata karma is very effective and removes all the defects and gives a sort of prosperity and well-being of parents and then their parents and the baby and all. So Swasti for today, we could cover only very few, in fact, Shodasa Samskaras, and among them Upanayana, Vivaha, and also that another samskara done by the Guru, Snataka. All these three, they deserve more than 2 hours time. In fact, they are very lengthy. All others, of course, we can cover. Okay, Swasti for today. If any doubts are there, you can ask me. After completing the Shoda Samskaras on the last day, again, I will question you and all of you have to answer.
Okay, ధన్యవాదములండి.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Some Vijay.
Namo Nama. First, thank you so much for enlightening us by your knowledge. I have one question. Actually, 1 week back, I came across one document which was written by some American author in 1920s or so. He had, noted down all the caste and subcaste of Mumbai. In that, there was a mention that in Brahmins, which is Pan Brahmins, when they were adopting a child from other caste, not Brahmin caste, that used to happen. They used to do it only before this Jata Karma was performed. So I tried to search for this. I couldn't find any such mention for any other places. So have you come across such customs wherein some other people from higher caste have adopted child before the Jata Karma is done?
No, actually, in the olden days, they never used to. This actually other caste, in the sense, recently in modern age, this caste system has come. But starting since the beginning, actually, it is only Varna and Asrama, Dharmas are there. But adopting was there, of course, even in those days when any parents, when they could, parents in the sense, any couple, when they could not get children even after several years, they used to adopt through these Vedic mantras only, but mostly they used to adopt children from their relatives, known people who are of their own lineage, not their, mostly their lineage, but maybe a little different Vamsa also, maybe that is Vamsa in the sense, we say Putra.
Not from their relatives, maybe.
From relatives they used to take. Most of adoptions are done from the near relatives and far off relatives only, as far as I know. And according to Shastra, I do not know whether any from any other caste, the Brahmin people are adopting and making them pure, that is purifying the baby, because the baby would be called then onwards, their child in the sense becomes Brahmin child. So
Okay.
Samskara should be given to the baby and the jiva. So maybe there are certain mantras got certain power, that is 100% correct. So there may be mantras which I do not know, but through the mantras, the child can be purified. The moment the Brahmin couple adopt any child, the child becomes Brahmin child. But the traits, the gunas, the qualities, virtues, the behavior, it decides the child actually. Or somebody. So that chastity should be there in the child. But I do not have that knowledge of the mantras which are there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Dhanyawad.
Dhanyavada.
Okay, now Bhattacharya ji.
Chadu. Chadu, we used to prepare. In fact, even my mother prepared, my mother-in-law prepared, even I prepared when my sons are. That is with taking a cotton cloth, white cotton cloth with cow ghee. There is a little process of preparing, burning that cloth should be dipped in pure cow ghee, and then a little dry. When it is dried, then in a little process, we put that in a sort of small bowl and burn it. So it burns and becomes black. Because cow ghee is there, that touch will be there, smooth one, that is applied as chadu. That is called as chadu. Nalla bottu we say. And that we keep to the child as bindu, and also to ward of the drishti dosha. That
In
is
Rayalaseema districts, they add broken rice also while preparing this chadu.
yes, correct.
And they used to first of all they bring this donkey's milk and feed to the child.
No, I never heard. I do not.
In Rayalaseema, it is custom is there.
Rayalaseema maybe there.
Anantapur district particularly.
Actually,
Yes, Amma, we also follow it, Amma. We also did it.
no,
Donkey's milk is the first feed we do to the baby.
no, mother,
Immediately after.
only mother's milk is the first food given to the baby in our customs, and then honey mixed with cow ghee is the first one which is put other than mother's milk in the mouth. And then at Annaprasana, payasam made with again the same milky cow milk and cow ghee.
Okay, Bhattacharya ji.
Namaskar, madam.
Namaste, Andy.
During your speech, in every cases you are telling that these mantras are very powerful and
Yes.
these things we have to do it, etc. And in that case, even you are telling that the various mantras are there which can change the position of baby of mother's home, even sitting outside the door. And that this whether is there any medical or scientific proof on that issue, because as on date now medical science are far ahead. They are giving so much comfort to the mother for giving birth to the baby, like cesarean, like any other process. Whether all these are all these should not be practiced, whether should we go only for normal delivery, or all this all these acharyas what you are doing for 11-12 days after the birth of a child. Nowadays the situation is very tough, and every boys and girls are also doing work. Under these circumstances, what should be the present duty? Because it is not very difficult to follow all these norms.
Yes, of course. Nowadays, at this present age, modern age, all facilities are there in whatever position the child is. These doctors with the medicines and with the equipments, they are able to see, and with the medicines, they are able to bring into normal position. All this is correct. But in the olden days, it was not this case. So even then, all normal deliveries occurred. Nowadays, so many cesareans. In the olden days, Never such cesarean case was noted at anywhere at any time. Mostly, even if the baby is in a very wrong position also, due to the efforts of Mantrasani and due to the spiritual power of the mantra japa done by elders, certainly the the baby used to come to normal position and normal deliveries occurred. Even to my mother said, when in those days they used to perform marriage at the age of, even before 11 years age, at the age of 10th, 10 years old baby would be, marriage ceremony is done. Then after 13 years or something, they used to send the girl to in-laws house for kapuram, we say, for living family life and all. Then at the age of 16 only, they used to conceive and delivery occurs. Even to my mother, when my elder brother he was born at that time, then the same thing situation happened. My mother said, then my mother's father, my tatagaru grandfather, he recited certain mantras which made the baby come to normal position and normal delivery occurred. So there are several cases, so many people, they spoke about this. And even this Pumsavana is being performed. My elder father's wife, my Peddama, we say elder mother, she delivered 11 children. And she said due to this Pumsavana only, first time she got male son, and of course may or may not be, but Shastra says and we believe. Of course, to my mother, they did not do this. Even then, my brother came first. So thus all these are proved facts, those which are given to us by our sages, they are all proved. And what all are given in the Shastras are 100% correct. Whether they are applicable now or not, in the sense they are always applicable, but nowadays we are not getting the necessity of using them and applying them because of the development of modern scientific equipments, laboratories, medicines and all.
Okay, Satyam Reddy garu.
Sir, Madam,
Yes.
Malanti working class people's lo inni samskaralu undavu. వివాహము, శ్రీమంతము, నామకరణము, అంత్యక్రియలు ఈ 4 ఉంటాయి. ఇవన్నీ మిగిలినవన్నీ జరగవు. వాటి వల్ల ఏమన్నా సొసైటీలో ఏమన్నా ఇబ్బంది ఉంటుందా వర్కింగ్ క్లాస్ పీపుల్ కు?
ఉన్నాయి కదా, they are happening now.
No side talk, please.
Working class ani kaadandi. In the olden days also people used to work. Did they not perform? Even though nowadays also, though people are doing their jobs and working, if interested, are they not spending time for doing any sort of works other than their jobs? Are they not doing? They are doing so many. If where there is a will, there is a way, they say. We have sufficient time if intention is there. If we got regard on the Shastras, we respect them and do and follow them. And in fact, you say, you have mentioned only for, not only for many, out of all the Shodasa Samskaras, mostly we are all following all the Samskaras, though we do not know. But nowadays, Gurukulas are not there. We are not sending to Gurukulas. Of course, that is different, but we are sending to the schools and all. So certain that things may not be there, but Snataka is also done. They used to do at hermitages, whereas here after getting degree, they do this Snatakotsava only and certificates they are giving. So almost all Samskara, Nishkaramana, sometimes they may not know that this is called as Nishkaramana, but every child, mostly the parents, when they take the baby for the first time outside, into the exposure, sunlight and all, certainly we pray God at home. We bless the child and then only take carefully into sun, and we are keeping the baby there. We take the baby to the temple first normally. Everybody, they do puja. They got belief, respect for all these. So not only for many of the samskaras we are following, but you may or may not be able to realize that you are doing.
Yes, without knowing we are following.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, Himani Sharma.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to ask that you said that a position of the baby in the womb can be changed through certain mantras. So are there any references, like what exactly those mantras are? Is there anything written on any books or any references by which we can know that what exactly are those mantras?
Those mantras you and I may not know. I do not know, but mantras are there in Vedas. Mantras
Okay.
are there in Brahmanas at certain places, in all Shastras. They are there, but nowadays the books which are being printed at present age, these mantras are not incorporated in those books. Now, Gruhya Sutras and Dharma Sutras books are available. With regard to Shodasa Samskaras, also mantras are there, but they may or may not have included them, but they are there. In the Brahmana Granthas, they are there. In the Vedas, at certain places, they are there. I do not know those mantras, because mantras I did not study. Through Guru, we have to study.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? There are no questions in the chat box, I think. Babu Garu?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Any question in the chat box? Okay. Anybody wants to ask?
Colonel Ji, Satyanarayan Reddy Garu is with a question. He has raised his hand. Now he is.
Where? Nothing. It's not there. Okay, Sachin Reddy Garu.
Sir.
Ah.
Sir, I am Ravindra Kumar Andi.
Okay.
Can I ask? Shall I ask,
Yes.
sir? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Namaste, madam. You
Namaste.
have given a thoughtful and very informative. We are very thankful to you for joining this class, especially. And I am recollecting my old age, childhood days, wherein I am native of Kadiri, Anantapur district. అప్పుడు మా ఇంట్లో ముళ్ళ పందులని ముళ్ళు సేకరించి ఇంట్లో పెట్టుకునేవాళ్ళండి. ఎందుకు అనుకునేవాళ్ళం. వీటిని కూడా డెలివరీ అయిన తర్వాత వాటిని వాడేది మీరు చెప్పిన తర్వాత ఐఎమ్ రికలెక్టింగ్ ఆల్ దోస్ డేస్. ఇప్పుడు నౌ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ ఫీలింగ్ ఇస్ ఆల్ దీస్ కర్మాస్ సో ఫార్ దిస్ అప్ టు జాత కర్మ ఐ నాట్ డన్ టు మై చిల్డ్రన్. ఐఎమ్ రిపెంటింగ్ ఫర్ దట్ వన్. Is there any remedy for lack of knowledge or ignorance or lack of time in the modern days? You know, people are busy with some other works.
Going ahead, please do.
Okay. Actually, in my elder father, that is my father's elder brother's house also, this Mullapandi Mullu, we say that thorn was there. Even we saw that and we questioned what is this. Then they said, this is, they did not explain all this process. My elder father, he said, Pedananagaru, we say, this is useful for us, so we are keeping. This is it is not any playing tool. That is banti or something we say, with which you children play. So you have no job with this, he said at that time. At Vellaturu, we got. It was there in their house.
Okay.
They used to follow that.
Any of these Shodasakaras has missed, is there any remedy, madam?
Any remedy?
Yeah, for performing this karmas later on.
What remedies, in the sense all the process are given in Shastras. If we are interested, we can go through them. We can consult the elders and we can do perform all these in our lives.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, Vijay.
Yes, sir. So I have a question. Like, are you aware of any institute or university doing systematic research on this, like taking one control group? Oh, just a second. I'm starting my video. I'm sorry about that, Karnan sir. So, are you aware of any group or university which is doing a controlled research on this, taking one control group wherein they are, following this Shodasa Dharma and Samskarams, and at least till from 1 to 4, up to Jata Karma, and then other control group not following it and observing them, this child, for next 5 to 10 years and see what are the differences they are finding in both the groups. Are you aware of any such?
I do not know. If they want, if you want, you can go in search of them, find out whether there are any people who want to do such experiments. because nowadays people want to test the sanctity, chastity, whether they are really there, whether they are really so powerful or not. Like that, they started doing experiment with regard to yajna. Several people performed with regard to this Agni
Yes.
Karya, which is being done just immediately after Upanayana. On that, several people did experiments and proved. And about all other yagas, nowadays people are doing this Ganapati Homa, Chandi Homa, Gayatri Homa, like that. Even on them, people performed experiments. That, of course, I came to know. But regarding these Shodasa karmas, whether they have any, they had any, done any experimental work or not, I do not know.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, Kamal.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, just a small thing. Do we have any variations in all these samskaras?
Yes, certainly there are several variations. Prantiya Bhedas will be there even in uttering the accent of mantras also. The same mantras which are there in our Samhita part of that is Rigveda mantras. Dakshinachya spell with a different Udata Anudata Swarita, it should always be the same to anyone, in fact, whether they stay at the Uttarakhanda or Dakshina Khanda or whatever they may be. But even then in spelling, that is spelling the mantras, in the accent, in reciting, there are differences. Then in applying these mantras also differences are there. Even in our traditions and customs also, they depend upon the Prantiya Bhedas, differences are there. And that which comes ancestrally, automatically we follow. That which is being followed by our forefathers, our fathers followed and we are following, our children follow. It traditionally comes. So they say Shastra is only one, but slight minor differences are always there. That is not any problem at all. We can follow according to our tradition. That is why we say this is our sampradaya, either at the time of marriage or any other rituals also. Slight differences will be there. That will not make any difference in getting the result of that, performing that particular ceremony.
Because in north and south, in east and west, all are doing approximately the same thing,
Yes.
but not exactly the same, and the process that they are following may not be same. So does that mean that the Vedas that we have got, they have got the variation in the Vedas, or they have made their own variations after reading those sculptures from there?
In the beginning, the Vedas, that is, Vedas are one and same. There will not be any difference in Veda mantras. But later on following, actually, Gautama Buddha gave certain teachings. What happened? It got divided into 4 traditions and different came. And even Jaina, first Mahavira Tirthankara, he gave one type of teachings. Then what happened? Differences came. Similarly, even, please stop. Similarly, even in our Veda mantras are same, but following them and rewriting them when Smriti Granthas are there. In Smriti Granthas, the Maharshis themselves can change a little, befitting to the place, the people who reside at that place, at that time and all. So changes will be there. Even in following the traditions also, in our Dakshinatya, that is in our temples, the priests wear only panche, we say, the dhoti, and kanduva they tie to the waist, of course. Whereas there at a north place, Uttara, because that is very cool place, cold place, they wear a sort of lalchi paijama type, they wear. And in our tradition, we feel that the gent, they should never have any, only Uttariya is permitted to be on the upper side, as upper garment. But shirts we should never wear while doing yagas or while worshipping gods. But they are following because it's very cold there. So the body should be capable of bearing that. So according to the places, according to the conditions, the process may be changed a little.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. And Hari Kumari, yeah. Go ahead, madam.
Jai Gurudev. Before this question, one person has asked about any organization is there to give the rituals before birth. I wanted to say that infant Siddha program is meant for that. That Pumsa Vana and Simanta and the delivery, easy delivery. And about all these things, there was a research, and we are following that. There are thousands of children, those who came now, the first we have done it, they are now in degree classes. So anybody to know that all these things, you can have that members who are conducting those classes, but it is not on the like this rituals. It is as a course they will give to the parents. Before marriage also they have to know, and if it is not, they miss it. At least during pregnancy they can take. Those wife and husband, they have to take. There are 9 sessions. Each session from parents and those who wanted to be with the child, they also can do that course. There are there. And also those who missed all these Upanayana and all the other castes. Now everybody can take that Upanayana, and we do that Upanayana along with Siddha Samadhi Yoga course. That is the Brahmopadesa. This is the modern way of giving what we missed. And traditionally what they do. And also apart from that, the spirit is very much important in experience. That is available now.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Hari Kumari Garu, for the information. Now I think we'll close with Prarthana and then Janaganamana. So now I request all of you to open up our videos and then chant Prarthana. Have lyrics in front of you in your hand. Follow the wordings and the chanting of Hemaji. Hemalataji, please chant.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः पूर्णमदः पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति.
Okay. So it is better that you mute so that you don't interfere with the person who is chanting. And also I find a lot of people who have not opened up the video, either they are not dressed up properly, not taken bath, and also not wearing fresh clothes. So they don't want to show up, or they are not there at all on the meeting. So please follow the procedure. Now let us recite Janaganamana. All of you stand up. Open up your videos also. Okay. Chala Chitbabu garu.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हे
Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, Challa Chittibabu garu.